The member from Richmond Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's my pleasure to contribute this debate on motion by member from Huron-Bruce. At the outset, Mr. Speaker, I would like to congratulate all my lady colleagues at this House and also women in my riding of Richmond Hill and in our beautiful province of Ontario on this very day, the International Women's Day. I also want, Mr. Speaker, to acknowledge 4 people from the Zero Carbon Ontario who are sitting at the members' gallery: Patricia Warwick, Sean Khan, Rita Bijan, and Angie Orlana Schwam. Welcome to the Ontario Legislature. Mr. Speaker, in 2009, our government made a policy decision. We decided to introduce green energy, renewable energy, into the energy mix of Ontario. We did this because we wanted to get rid of dirty coal. Why did we want to get rid of dirty coal? Because dirty coal, burning coal in our power plants, Mr. Speaker, were costing Ontarians actually $4.4 billion a year in human and environmental cost. We decided to shut down our coal power plants by the year 2014. Up to this point, Mr. Speaker, we have shut down 10 coal-fired power plants, and we are going to shut down the rest within about 2 years from now. Burning coal, Mr. Speaker, to produce electricity is the worst way of production of electricity because of its human and environmental damage. I'll just give some examples of Medical Association of Ontario that every year, Mr. Speaker, 700 Ontarians, they are dying prematurely because of burning coal in our power plants. Every year, 900 people are admitted to the hospitals because of burning coal in our power plants. Every year, 1,000 people are visiting emergency rooms in hospitals because of burning coal to produce electricity. And every year, Mr. Speaker, over 330,000 Ontarians, they are developing minor diseases such as coughing and other respiratory diseases. That's why we wanted to shut down coal power plants, Mr. Speaker. That's why we wanted to create a new technology, a new mix of energy in this province to go to renewable energy, to bring in solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, biogas energy, geothermal energy. These are the renewable energies. Shutting down coal-fired plants, Mr. Speaker, in terms of its environmental impact, is equivalent to removing 7 million cars out of the streets and the roads and highways of this province. Just to put this in perspective, Mr. Speaker, this is equivalent to more than half of the cars already on the streets and the roads of this province, Mr. Speaker. This is our approach, Mr. Speaker. But let's take a look at the approach of other side, the Conservative Party, on this energy issue. In fact, Mr. Speaker, the Conservative Party has no credibility, absolutely no credibility when it comes to energy issues, when it comes to energy file. I'll just give you some examples, Mr. Speaker. I'm not going to get into details, but go back to the days of Ontario Hydro. They broke Ontario Hydro into 4 companies. They wanted to privatize Ontario Hydro. They sold electricity to a price less than its cost value. They created $20 billion debt for Ontarians, which is still we are paying for that debt as debt retirement charge on our electricity bills. They mismanaged the nuclear power plants in this province. For the first time in the history of the province of Ontario, Mr. Speaker, the Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission, the federal agency, they came and shut down our nuclear power plants solely because of the safety issues in Pickering and the Bruce power stations. As a result of that, Mr. Speaker, they created a vacuum in terms of our generating capacity of electricity in this province. As a result, they increased burning coal in our power plants by the amount of 127%. As a result, we had blackout in this province for for the first time for generations, for a long, long time. This is basically the work which they did when they were in office, Mr. Speaker, when it came to electricity. Now they talk about nuclear energy, but while they were in the office, actually, they couldn't manage our nuclear power plants, which they used to be one of the best in the world in terms of safety and efficiency. Mr. Speaker, I just want to give you a couple of quotes from our colleagues here from the other parties. For example, Mr. Speaker, when the MPP for Essex was asked about putting moratorium on wind energy, he says, quote, "I think it sends the wrong sign to green energy producers and green energy manufacturers in the province." And I'll give you another quote from the member from Renfrew-Nipissing, who actually supported, like many of the Conservative MPPs, they supported green energy, wind energy, and then they changed their mind. "We recognize, quote, we recognize the importance of wind. I want to make one thing abundantly clear. We should be making every investment we can in renewables in this province. We support renewables. Any kind of energy that can get without burning anything is good energy. Damned good energy in my mind. It's good for the province. It's great for the environment. We support that 100%, unquote." This is the MPP for Renfrew-Nipissing. Mr. Speaker, I want to share my time with my colleague from MPP from Mississauga-Streetsville, but before doing that, I want to just tell to concerned Ontarians that the minister is listening. We have set up the committee to review the Green Energy Act. The report will be coming. There will be some consultations with the people concerned on this very issue. So I'll leave it the rest for my colleague from Mississauga-Streetsville. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.